Oh, the joys of technology. Technology is still my friend. Thank you. So, where does the smoke end and the air begin? Can you tell where the smoke ceases to exist and fades into the air? Can you tell which smoke comes from which incense? This is the truth of us and the divine reality. If each one of us is one of these incense sticks, our soul is the smoke. And as Karen so beautifully quoted, we can't tell where the one ends and the other begins, because there is no separation. There is no separation between the universal presence and the universe as individualized as us, as life. You've heard me say it a lot, and I'm going to say it again. Quoted by Thomas Troward, quoted by Ernest Holmes, quoted by Sri Aurobindo. There's a powerful Hindu concept which modern physics, quantum physics, is beginning to suspect is completely true. That ancient Hindu concept is metaphorically represented in this statement. Consciousness sleeps in the rocks, waves in the grass, moves in the animals, and awakens in the human being. And we recognize that it awakens anywhere where self-consciousness begins to evolve, where self-consciousness begins to emerge. And our ancient Hebrew mystics from 5,000 years ago recognized and understood this truth when they said, we are made in the image and likeness. Actually, it's reported that God said, let us make us in our image and likeness. A recognition that the one infinite reality is so big that it takes gods to begin to point at the infinite nature of the one. And that we collectively are made in the image and likeness. Not that God is made in our image and likeness. Not that God was represented by a person named Jesus, but the recognition of the Christ consciousness, that realization of the one infinite. And you see the entire flow of evolution, the 13.8 billion years that it's taken to get us here, has been for the purpose of consciousness to evolve an organ in which consciousness could begin to see itself and be itself self-aware. You and me, and wherever self-awareness is emerging on our planet or in the galaxies. There's a truly fabulous book called The Unbearable Wholeness of Being by Ilia Delio. She is both a Franciscan as well as a physicist, as well as a spiritual person. And she writes in The Unbearable Wholeness of Being, the conventional visualization of the physical world, I can almost not read this, I'm so sorry, I've got a big glare, let me try it again. The conventional visualization of the physical world was changed by Einstein's special theory of relativity, which showed that matter itself was a form of energy. For all practical purposes, energy is the real world. There it is. Science revealing that everything is both matter and energy. spirit co-inhering as one. This changes everything. Matter has become a holy thing, and the material world is the place where we can comfortably worship God just by walking on matter, by loving it, by respecting it. Just invite you to notice your feet walking on matter, on the earth. Perhaps you're holding hands with the beloved, or you have children with you. To be respected, to be loved, to be seen as that one infinite. The Christ is God's active power inside the physical world, she goes on to say. Through his penetrating view of the universe, Teilhard de Chardin found Christ present in the entire cosmos, from the least particle of matter to the convergent human community. The incarnation, he declared, is a making new of all the universe's forces and powers. Personal divine love is invested organically with all of creation in the heart of matter, unifying the world. And if it is in the heart of matter, isn't it not also in the heart of us as physical beings, as the human being, as the incarnation, the very incarnation of life itself that begins to become self-aware that we are one, that we can see both the smoke and the stick of incense simultaneously. And that we do not have to insist on their difference, and we do not have to insist on their separation. We recognize that in the physical reality, without the stick of incense, there is no smoke. To remind us to express the very truth of being. This is what we celebrate here on Easter. Each time we remember the story of a man who knew the truth of oneness, and who demonstrated that on Easter as the story has been told with the resurrection. And what is the resurrection but a return beyond that sense of separation into that deep and profound awareness of oneness. Oneness isn't something we have to seek. It isn't something we have to become. We don't have to be more spiritual to be one. We don't have to rise above anything. We simply are already the universe made manifest. All we ever have to do is remember. Remember, and then reveal it. Burn our lives in the flame of love, that our lives may be smoke that rises to the heavens as evidence of this oneness. What happens then is everything is made holy. All is made holy. Our lives are made holy. Our love is made holy. Our desires are made holy. Our gifts are made holy. The very reason that we are here is to make life holy and to give that gift that we are to life. Because if life is an infinite reality, it needs each and every one of us, each and every one of us in the infinitude of our diversity to express an infinite oneness. That's how important you are. You are the very incarnation of love itself, the universe made manifest. And today we release that sense of separation as something that's wrong or bad or that even needs to be overcome, because all we do is remember who we truly are. Ernest Holmes says, if there is hidden, I'm just really struggling with seeing my notes. I have such a glare, I'm so sorry. if there is hidden within us an incarnation of the Spirit, each of us should arrive at the concept, I am one with God. I am one with everybody and all life, because God is one. And without being separated from the rest of life, I am enough. I am enough different so that nothing else like me has ever happened before, nor will ever happen again. Therefore, there is something in me which, if I let it, need not be subsumed, subdivided, or competed for, but which will express itself. Each of us is this individualized incarnation of divine love. The divine seed has already been planted as the truth of our being, and it is already growing. And the more that we know this, the more we know it. And the more that we act upon it, the more there is opportunity available to us to act from it. And the more we use this truth, the greater gift we are to the world. It is one of those things that multiplies and increases by its very use and understanding, not something to hide on our meditation cushion or in our quiet moments of meditation, but to bring into the world each and every moment. Today we celebrate. Today we celebrate the idea that Teilhard de Chardin had, that Matthew Fox had, that the Franciscans had in the 1400s, that the second coming of Christ is not waiting for another Messiah. It's not waiting for another individual. The second coming of Christ is the awakening within each and every one of us. Humanity today has the opportunity of being the second coming of Christ as we awaken to our truth. As we individually soar on the universal wings of reality, and as we rise individually because we know we are one. Because we know that there is no separation, and that we belong, that we are lifted, that we are loved, that we are the very essence of love and life itself. So we're going to close our ritual today with a reverse ritual. We're going to invite the ritual team to come up here. They're going to come up here and they're going to retrieve our beautiful incense holders, and they're going to take them back onto the altars. And what we would like you to do is to go up to an altar. Are you going to come up and get them? Please, come up and get them. We'd like for you to come up to the altars, and we'd like for you, if you can find one that hasn't been burnt out, we'd like for you to take one out of the incense holder. And if there are none to take out, I'm trusting the ritual team has an unlit incense piece that they're going to give you to take home. Because you see, it is only as we own and live into and become the truth of this that we rise together as individuals, that our lives flourish and bless. So please do go. Feel the Spirit. Feel the Spirit as you go and you take your incense back. It doesn't matter whose it was. Feel the Spirit as the truth of your being.